Hello friend, RG12 here again. I thought I'd take this opportunity to do this video from the garden, as it's quite a nice day today. A break from the rain. That's all we seem to get here in England, apart from the rest of the misery bestowed on us by the government. But anyway, just thought I'd talk to you today about things that happened when I was on my holidays in America and on my cruise. I hope some of you have watched my videos from Queen Elizabeth cruise ship and enjoyed them for the small amount. And you know you are. The support is very much appreciated. What I'm going to talk to you today about is I've flown all over the world as a soldier and as a civilian for a lot of years. I've flown on civilian chartered aircraft full of British soldiers. I've flown on military aircraft, RAF aircraft. I've flown on civilian aircraft, most of them British civilian aircraft, like 2E, British Airways, and Monarch at one time, which is now defunct. Now, when I flew to Miami from London Heathrow, I flew for the first time with American Airlines. And this is a tale of two flights. The outward flight was pretty good, apart from a couple of little glitches with the entertainment system that they had to just reboot. It's inconvenient, but not as inconvenient as your plane crashing or anything like that, is it? So you just put up with it. Adjacent to me in the middle aisle, 4 people, middle-aged people. They were also going on the cruise. Pretty much, you can't help hear them because they're within such close proximity. Pretty much the entire flight, they just whinged, moaned about everything they could: the seat, the entertainment, the food, the drinks, the heating, you name it, they moaned about it. It was quite embarrassing, actually. The cabin stewardess that was looking after us was absolutely wonderful, like professional. And even though they were like giving her grief, she kept a very professional smile up and got on with her job. So much so that when I was getting off the plane in Miami and I walked past her, I said to her, "I don't want you to think that all British people are like those." And she laughed. I just wanted her to know that some people appreciated her. And that was that. And then I went on to have a wonderful time in Miami, a great time on the cruise ship. Coming back was a completely different story. It was the same airline, American Airlines, but obviously different cabin crew. There was quite a sizable majority of British people on the aircraft due to us being on the cruise. A mixture, different nationalities. Now, the 2 cabin stewards, a male and a female, that were responsible for us on the way back, they were completely chalk and cheese from the professional young lady on the way out, on the outward bound. Example 1. Food. I don't expect Michelin star food, and on the whole, I thought the food was okay on American Airlines, no different to any of the other airlines that I've used. However, the 2 people we had serving us seemed to be a bit fed up. They didn't smile. They got on with their job. Workmanlike, workwomanlike. work person like, if that's the right phrase nowadays. And they did what they had to do. When they were coming round with the meal, uh, there was a choice of a chicken and something else. I think it was a pasta dish. My wife asked the male cabin crew what type of chicken dish was it. Without smiling or anything, he said, a dead one. Really like snotty, shitty attitude. I think it's reasonable to ask what type of. It could have been a curry, it could have been a different like cream sauce, it could have been a variety. It could have, the variety of things you can have with chicken, and plus people can have well, things that they don't like and do like. It's a choice, and you didn't have to be so snappy. A dead one. Now, if he'd have said it like that and smiled and laughed, I would have laughed it off as well. So would my wife, but no, he was serious. So that sort of set the tone for what they were like. Um, but the best bit was at the end. Classic. I noticed the seat directly in front of me. It was a British couple, and I think she was a Cuban American in the window seat. They'd had some interactions with them. I couldn't pick up exactly what they were saying throughout the flight, but when we landed at Heathrow, the seatbelt sign was off, and we were standing up to get our bags. The man turned to me and said, "I just want to let you know, I didn't fart." And I laughed, said, "Oh, good for you," or something along those lines. I was like, what, what's the problem? And he said that the cabin crew, I think it was the female one, not sure, had accused him, had asked him and said, have you farted? And he just got upset and said, "No, I didn't." Now, whether he did or not, I don't know. And I couldn't smell it. And I said to him, well, I couldn't smell it. And he went on to like rip American Airlines apart. I mean, I wouldn't have known about this if he hadn't told me, obviously. But in all my time flying, I've never known a cabin crew to speak to a passenger like that. Especially nowadays when there's so many incidents kicking off with drunken passengers and violent stuff going on when they've got to be taken off the plane. And I think it could have just inflamed things. But on the same token, I actually found it funny. But that's probably my sick, black, squaddy sense of humour. But so that was the two stories of the American Airlines. Would I fly with them again? Did it put me off that? No, not at all. Of course I would. It depends where I'm going, what sort of deal it is. So there you go. That was interesting. So apart from picking up a cold on the ship, which everybody, the alarmists would all say, "Oh, it's COVID, it's COVID." Everything's that, isn't it? I've got over it, I think, now. My wife's still got a pretty bad cough and stuff. Apart from that, everything's fine. So that's that. I'm sure one or two of you might find it interesting. It's a learning curve doing YouTube, and I've learnt a few things along the way, and I've learned that you can put a few second short on, which I've been doing a few shorts, and you can get thousands of views. A video like this, you might get a few dozen, if 50, 100. It's nowhere near it, but that's that. I enjoy doing it, and I do it for my mental health and to keep yourself occupied. So, hope everybody's set for Christmas. I hope everybody has a very good and peaceful and safe Christmas. Be safe out there. Without getting into it, I think I know what you mean. You know what I mean. You just got to watch what's going on, especially after what happened in the horrific events in Australia. So there you go. Maybe American Airlines, very unlikely to be watching this, but if you are, maybe some of your cabin crew needs retraining. So for now, RG12 out.